What's going on, man?
Money was good, man.
So, man, doing all right. So, ready for this episode 2. So, Money
Yes,
and Velli.
sir.
Oh yeah, man. Let's go ahead and get it started. So, yeah, this the Money and Velli episode 2, season 1 podcast. We already had episode 1 last week where we went on a little bit about cryptos and stocks, but now we're gonna dive deeper, go into a little more detail. Starting off with like the topic is going to be like what is stocks and cryptos, like on for the first topic. Starting off with cryptos. So when you research cryptos, start getting into it, you're going to hear a lot about the blockchain. So the blockchain is the core technology and what cryptocurrency is. So I'm gonna go ahead and explain blockchain first, so y'all can know what the point of that is. So with blockchain is a type of cryptography. So that's where cryptos comes from. It comes from the word cryptography, which has to do with a lot of encryptions, obviously. So what blockchain is literally like the name explains it for itself. It's literally blocks and it's in a chain, with the same like lines through it, and then it's just block, block, block. Because what blockchains hold is information. So the information is around the block, which is like not easy to hack. It keeps the information visible and it's harder to hack. And then the point of that in crypto, I think about transaction. Every transaction is made is kept on what? The block in the blockchain. So it's like easier to prevent fraud with that. And it doesn't have to be just with transactions too. It can be something else like for example, like a barcode, and then the information stored in a block in a certificate of authenticity. That's the example right there. So it can be used for anything that has information and store information and still be visible, so you can prove it is what it is, without nothing being fabricated. So that's where a blockchain is. That's what it is. So I'm gonna start off with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is like the first to do it successfully, and it's it's the way it's designed. It's like peer-to-peer lending. Well, not lending. Like you pay somebody without using the bank, basically. So it got popular over time. Like hit an all-time high of 70,000. So it's known, even though there's more coins that's more advanced than Bitcoin, it's still like the godfather or the father of cryptos, because it was like the first to make cryptocurrency famous. And then everybody, I'm pretty sure a lot of people heard about Ethereum, and then that goes up like crazy too. So, so yeah, cryptos. I'm gonna just say it are like digital money, like programmable money. Like you're still buying nothing but code, but that's what we're gonna be using in the future. So there's cryptos, like there's whole coins, and then there's tokens. There's like two different categories in cryptos. So with Ethereum changed the game too, because a lot of cryptos come from that, and you're gonna need Ethereum because it acts like a gas coin. Because a lot of the coins that is made from it are tokens. Meaning they're made from they another chain, like they made from another platform. Ethereum acts like a platform for these coins, and then you can still get paid in those coins. Do the same thing you do with Ethereum, but you gonna need Ethereum. So that's the example right there. There's cryptos, and then there's tokens. So that's how Ethereum changed the game. But then there's also the tokens can become cryptos on their own too. So that's why, like when you look up cryptos, you have to do your research on each one so you can know what's going on with them. So that's my intro to cryptos right there. And then after Velli explains like like what are stocks, then we're gonna get into like what's the point of all this. So yeah, go ahead and pass the mic off.
I appreciate. Pretty good explanation. So exactly, I know people ask like, what exactly is the stock market? All the stock market is literally is just a platform for companies to sell bits and pieces of ownership to the public. That's all it is. And ownership, I mean shares. What are shares exactly? It's in the name. It's a share of a company. It's a piece of the company. That's all the market is. It's just a platform for public people to buy shares of a company. That's the whole point of the stock market. I wouldn't say so. It's kind of available for everybody to buy. The reason it's called the stock market is because you buy and sell pieces of a company. That's all it is, and you take ownership of it. When the price goes up, you can either sell that stock or share the company, or you can keep it and hold it for for future worth, or that's just the type of investor you are. There's really not much else. You probably could go into more detail, but that's just kind of how I see it. It's just a marketplace to buy and sell pieces and shares of a company for the public. That's kind of all the stock market is. It's not really much else I can tell you. That's just how I see it.
Right. And then and then that's been out, for the longest time too. So yeah, a lot of people know know of the stock market, but then some people don't know what a stock is, and then don't have a clear understanding. I didn't I didn't have a clear understanding time went to business class in college to oh, that's a piece of a company. Oh, I thought stocks was just on paper, somebody throwing your money in or like an account or
That's
something.
true. I thought the same thing back then. I'm like, what exactly is a stock? That's
So,
all it is. It's just a piece of the company. And when I mean piece, it's literally just a piece of the company. That's what we call shares, or the better term, that's what we call stocks. It's just a
um,
piece of the company you own.
man, I remember you was explaining this to me too. He was, and then he was like, "Yeah, you can even be behind a piece of a chair. That's how small the share is." Too.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, like you own like one or two shares, that's what it amounts to.
Oh man.
Like say for McDonald's, you know, I can own one share of McDonald's, which again can't remember the price of it because I don't usually deal with McDonald's stocks that much. The last time I checked was a long time ago. It was like around $150. Now you have to think this is a company that's on a public exchange, putting out their shares at a certain price, and people are buying them up. We actually purchased that one stock for that given price. You only own a percentage of that company. When I mean percentage, I mean absolutely small. We're talking about 0.00 something. That small, which is like I said, you might might own the leg of a chair. Like, yeah, that's the worth of it for that one share. But technically, you do own a part of McDonald's. It might not be a big part, but you do claim some ownership. Not enough to make a fuss over it or to even get in these shareholder meetings, which is a different story. That requires a massive amount of shares to hold. I'm not talking a couple hundred. We're talking a few thousand, a few 100,000, or potentially millions to get into these shareholder meetings. But like I said, that's another story for another time.
Oh yeah, good explanation. I'm pretty sure somebody out here, some people out there needed that too. And then yeah, like you said, the shares is good enough to make money. That's it. Then
Exactly.
that's the purpose of all these. And then speaking of purpose, now we're going to go over the purpose of stocks and cryptos. Starting off with my side on cryptos. So, like I said in the beginning, the purpose of cryptos is to replace actual money, like cash is to replace cash because they're going to work their way up to a cashless society. So you already seen it with the dollar bills and then going into credit cards and credit cards going into your phone. So yeah, now people are paying with their phones nowadays, and now we're doing different things with our cards instead of sliding it. It used to be just a chip, but now we're tapping it. So So why is it like, so why not digital money? Like they're going to work their way up to cashless eventually, and then plus they like when the information is stored, you can see everything going on too. So with cash is easier to hide, like what you purchase. Like that's always going to be the most private. But but when everything's going digital, they can see what you have. But the good thing about investing in cryptos though is, how high they go up and how innovative they are too. So yeah, the purpose of crypto is to replace a lot of things, but also make a lot of things easier to transfer, like a lot of assets easier to transfer. Like, so when you hear tokenization, it's literally turning stuff into micro shares and into cryptos. Like that's what they're going to start doing with real estate. Like you can buy pieces of like a lot of buildings, like when they get to that point. Then that's what they're going to be doing with like even more stocks too. They're gonna
Actually, it's starting to sound like a stock, owning pieces of shares of land. Back to the stock market. That's what it's shares of a company. You're owning shares of land.
Yeah, exactly. Like literally land. And then that's the thing. That's why we say like you can like hop into like your experience. You can use your experience to like help you hop into another market a little bit, because they do have their similarities. And then with cryptos, like back to the innovation, like it's not owning a piece of a company, but the companies can use. It's more like a product of the company. Like for example, like Ripple, like you buy XRP, then you don't own Ripple, you don't own shares of Ripples, you just own what they're using, because they're using that to help make faster and cheaper payments, especially when it comes to these big banks and big institutions. So yeah, you're buying a product, but you still don't own any of the company.
What would be a good example of this is for people that work at Amazon. How Amazon has a thing called eSwag or swag bucks, right? You
Right.
don't actually hold swag bucks. It's not like actual money you can hold in your hand, but it's a digital currency the company uses that, maybe you're a good worker, you work a certain amount of hours, or if you save, they reward you with eSwag. It's literally digital currency you use to purchase items in the Amazon store at the workplace. It sounds kind of like cryptocurrency. You don't own that currency, or you don't own Amazon, and you don't hold that actual money in your hand or in your pocket in your banking account, but it's the company's versions of their own version of money to use to buy products from them. If you work there, eSwag is similar to a crypto.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that's a good example right there. And then that's how cryptos and stocks differ too. And then there's another good example is video games at that too, because
Right.
like literally use like in any industry, any industry can take advantage of cryptos. Like to like I was talking about video games, like Decentraland. If anybody heard of that, that's a virtual real estate platform, but it's also a game at the same time. Then they have their in-game currency where you actually, buy or buy property or earn, once people are like participating in your stuff. So yeah, so crypto is crazy, and like once you dive into it, like I did, and this is crypto got to the point like just in 10 years or under where it's just all over the place now. Like it really like grew really fast. But yeah, cryptos is just another market, and it's a whole nother opportunity too, since it's so new. And then so stocks is always going to be there, even though stocks are going to start turning to cryptos too. It's just another option of like how you're going to have your assets.
That's true. That's very true.
Yep. So and then like we said in the first episode, you could do both, do stocks and crypto. Stocks,
Exactly. You can
cryptos,
do both.
real estate. They even
Who
got
knows? Some
they
people try to do it all at the same time.
Yeah, you got the money too. That's why I had to slow down. I was like, you know what? Let me just put all my stocks into these cryptos, and then when I'm ready to, I can expand in more than one market. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
they
another thing.
yeah.
I think some people they spread themselves out too thin. Like, there's nothing wrong. You can do cryptos and stocks at the same time, but just kind of, I wouldn't say know your limits, but kind of figure out which direction you want to go to. Because trying to do two of them at the same time requires a little bit more money. I mean, but if you got the knowledge to do both, do both. Because not
Oh
like
yeah,
you just have to stick to just one, to only stocks and nothing else. You can do both, but just know what you're getting yourself into. That's all.
yeah, and that's where that knowledge comes from, and then that experience will come with it too. Like the more consistent you are, and you better have the money too.
That's true. Gotta have the money. Yo, can you hear me?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Sure. Okay, I can hear you now. Hey, technical difficulties. It was asking me if I should disconnect. No, we
I
ain't we
guess
ain't doing this. We're 16 minutes in. Come on.
I know. Like, I know where the market off at. It was at 16 minutes. That's around the 16-minute mark where we had some difficulties. So I'll
Oh yeah.
probably uh I'll probably hop into my side of what the point of stocks is in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now I guess it's my time to hop in it for right now. I'm gonna talk about exactly what's the point of the stock market. What's the whole entire point? The whole entire point goes back to what I was saying, like to the introduction. The whole point of the stock market, or exactly what is the stock market, is just shares of a company sold at a certain price to the public. You just own pieces of it. The whole point of this, the whole point that companies go into the stock market, or the shares are publicly exchanged, is so that the company can gain capital, so they can raise money to either expand the company to make it bigger, or to create new products. In order to do those two things, you need more money. You require more capital. That's the point of going into the stock market for the company, at least. That's the whole entire purpose. And you wonder, how do they do that? Well, in order to make money, if I'm already a pretty big company, what if I sell pieces of my company for people to buy at a certain price, and turn it almost like into a trading system where a piece of my company is now worth $50? It turns into a marketplace now. Because of that, some people will buy it at 50. And if the company, which the whole purpose is to raise capital and to raise the company's worth, goes up in price, that initial stock goes up in price too. Now it's not worth $50 anymore. It's worth $60. It's a $10 increase. Now that person can either keep holding that stock or sell it. And then
Got gotcha. And then hold
that's
on
how they
for
bring more. All right.
can you hear the dogs barking?
Actually, yeah, I can.
God. Hold on. Technical difficulties. They going upstairs. They've been barking all night, man.
Hey,
Uh,
money, I was going to ignore because I kept going.
uh man. So if they can hear it through the mic, that's a big problem. They ain't trying
It's
to hit
all
no.
good, man. It's all good.
Hold on. Yeah, we definitely cutting all this out. All this, my aunts are gone. Oh my god! All right, come on. Now, don't run now. Nah, don't run now. Come on. Upstairs. Yeah, get up there. Yeah. Man, we better not be hearing all these barks in the beginning of the podcast.
I didn't hear it until I started talking about people buying stocks and whatnot. So, and I guess I got so used to ignoring stuff, it eventually phased out to me until you brought it up again. So I'm
Man,
glad
yeah,
you said something.
good, cause yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, yeah. Now they upstairs, they can bark all they want to. Uh, all right, so yeah, back to you.
All right, we'll go back in 3, 2, 1. And we're kind of back again. A slight intermission, y'all. So I kind of remember where I left off, but I think I was on the point of talking about if a stock is worth like $50 and you purchase it for $50. And then eventually over time, the company increases its worth and its value. Then that stock might turn into $60 now. Now that person could sell that stock or keep hold of it or spread the news. This is how companies gain, I wouldn't say followers, but they gain more capital because more people come into the market buying that particular stock of that company. And so it increases the price, it increases its capital to, like I say, either expand the company or to create new products or whatever the case may be. You consistently keep doing it. More people keep coming, more people keep buying the stock. that that creates a supply and demand. By more people buying the stock at a certain price, it increases supply and demand. More people are buying your stock, so we increase the supply. We give out more shares. And by doing that, it increases the price of it. And if people agree to that price, they'll still buy it, and the price of the stock will rise again. Where you get the difference is, say now that particular stock that said that was worth $50, it turned to 60, say it's worth $100. And now too many people aren't buying that stock. Or let's say the holders that were holding that stock at $50 now starts to sell their stock at $100. They've now made a $50 profit. If enough people do it, a large amount enough people do it, this is how you get those small little price swings, or when the price drops, because people are taking the profit. Now that so many people have sold it off at $100, they have too much supply and not enough demand. Because now, you know, people have sold their shares off, giving it to other people. Now the price of it has to go down. This goes into this whole supply and demand scheme. It will be best if you read up on that and study it, 'cause it will help you in the crypto market. The same, it will help you in the stock market, because cryptos, when you deal with money, it's still money. It includes supply and demand. But like I said, the whole purpose of a company going into the stock market is to raise capital, to increase its value, to either expand the company or make new products. By getting more people in, more people buying that particular stock at a price, it increases their value and increases the money in their pocket. And this is how they grow to become even bigger. This is why over time stocks become even bigger and bigger, because they use that money from people buying shares to expand the company, make new products. More people like the products they sold, like Apple. Maybe they like the new iPhone, whatever number it is. I don't keep up with it. I don't know, iPhone 12. They like the a brand new
Right,
iPhone 13 that just came out. More people buy that product, not the stock. More people buy the product of that company. I like to say, example, Apple. More people like that iPhone 13. More people buy it. More money comes in their pockets. Therefore, the price rises in the stock itself, because they're increasing their value over time by the products or what they do. That's the whole entire point of the stock market, is to gain capital for the company. The company needs to gain more capital. They enter into the stock market. This is why the price increases over time, because apparently they must be doing a good job of it. That's the whole entire point of the stock market.
yeah, and then just like you said, that same concept happens for cryptos too, except you're not buying the shares of the company at all. You're just buying the product. You're just buying the currency that they put out. So, so that's about it for that side. And then the point of cryptos is to not only replace cash and help us go fully digital, but to literally make it easier to make money, like literally monetize everything. Like I just already talked about tokenization, where you turn like more stuff into cryptos and even little pieces of shares.
That's
So
true. And another thing I
yep.
want to get on too, 'cause I know this is your side. This is what I mean. Well, it's best to learn different things. When Money was saying that cryptos make things easier, let's jump into another side of that. What do they do for the people? As in, how do they make it easier? You ever try to send, like, say, send somebody money through MoneyGram? Like, say you do it through like Walmart. Usually, you got to go to Walmart, tell them the verification code, who sent it, ID and all that to access the money. And usually that money takes a couple of days to get there. I assume I can never remember. Or if you want to send a like say you don't want to use Cash App, you use you send money through your own bank account to somebody else. Say Truist, because SunTrust has turned to Truist now. Say you want to send somebody a few $100s and they have a Truist account too. Well, usually that money will reach them in a few minutes. But say that particular friend doesn't use Truist. Say he used Bank of America. Well, now that money might take a couple of days, a couple business days to get to them. The advantage of crypto is it's digital currency. You're digitally sending money, so that's almost instantaneously. There's no middleman going here, going there. It's sent instantly. That's one of the things that when it becomes a full-fledged thing, cryptos is one of the talking points. It's so easy to send and receive money. There's no hassle. You can instantly send it instantaneously. There's no other hacks to it. It's just that easy. That's one of the things that it can do for the people. The reason no, it's easier because it's a whole evolution process, like what Money was talking about earlier. Because back in the olden times, at one point where there was no money system, people used to barter and trade. You want 3 chickens, give me like a cow. Stuff like that. But then eventually they went to like coins, like gold and silver coins, or even copper, bronze. I don't know which one. Then eventually it went to paper money. Then we was using paper money for, or we still are, but then came the invention of the debit card, where the debit card has access to your bank. You don't have to pull out money or walk around with a big wad of money anymore. You can have all your money on that little card. It was easy, it was accessible, easy to carry, it was fine. And then you had the credit cards too. Then this is a whole evolutionary process. So the next step would be we had bartering, we had coins, we had paper money, we had a debit card. What's the next step in this evolutionary time? Well, right now we're dealing with everything's digital. You can do this online. You can create this online. You don't have to go to this person to get this. You can do it online. You can order everything from online. Well, in order to include money in this, the next online thing will be digital currency. Why not make currency online instead of having it in your pocket or in your bank account? You kind of already been dealing with online currency to a certain extent. We're just trying to make it full fledged now. That's how they see cryptos. It's the next step in the evolutionary process, is to make money digital. It'll just be it seemed like it'll make it easier for the people. Now you no longer have to carry a wallet. It can all be in your phone.
Yeah, like literally, it can all be in your phone, and all you need is that barcode for real
Exactly.
to make that quick payment. And then just like you said earlier, like yeah, we started off with bartering and then gold. It's like yeah, the value is still gonna be in gold, always. But at the same time, it's like we're not going to be carrying change in our pockets forever, or carrying all the gold bricks and stuff
Like
too.
gold brick.
Yeah, if we want to transfer our wealth, and then that's the point of it. Like yeah, like we got it. We can transfer our wealth easier. So that's so. What if there's something that can still transfer this, like something that's pegged to gold and still transfer the same wealth, but you can transfer or buy pieces of gold. It's easier to move money, and then that's the goal. That a lot of them say they want to move money like they move information. So that's your example right there. It's all bound to be digital at some point.
Exactly. At some point, that's what they're gearing towards. This is what they want crypto to be. Now, that's not saying, money won't still be there. It'll still be there, but they're trying to make it so it's just more accessible to use cryptos. Like some people don't carry a lot of money at times, right? They got their debit card. They don't need to carry $100, $200 in their wallet all the time. All my money is on my debit card. Like, why do I got to carry money? That's kind of like what they kind of want to do with cryptos eventually. You don't even need a debit. Well, maybe the debit card. They might make a crypto debit card, which they already have. But you get the point I'm trying to make. Like, you don't need to carry all that money. You just use cryptos. It's the same thought process.
Yep, same thing for storing. Like, yeah, if you love gold that much and then you just want to like buy it all, you got to think about storing it too. Like vaults and safe, and then get somebody to guard the vaults if you're one of those people.
And then, I mean, that you got to talk about the weight. Like, how many ounces of gold you want, the worth of that ounce of gold. Who's the not I wouldn't say maker, but seller of that? Who's the middleman? How much they are charging? Who's your broker for this gold? All that
Oh yeah, that's
requires a lot of money, a lot of time, which some people really don't have. Who has the money to buy actual gold outright and then find money to store that gold and then find money to ship that gold to you? If you're talking massive amounts of gold, having a little bit of gold on you is fine, because gold and silver is not going anywhere. They're never going anywhere. The reason being, we're not saying cryptos will completely outdate gold. We're not saying that. It's just crypto wants to outdate paper money. That's all. Because gold and silver have their worth regardless of times. Gold and silver always have worth. Because you know why? Because you can melt down gold, because it's a metal. It's a precious metal. You can do things with metal.
Oh yeah, yeah. Gold goes into a lot of things. I mean silver as well, like technology. Some medicine too, for real.
Jewelry, chains, like all that, rings, all that stuff. The gold and silver aren't going anywhere.
No, not at all. They're just trying to make it easier to transfer that value. That's it. Yeah, they're replacing cash, but they're still trying to make it easy to transfer that value. Move money like move information. That's it.
Exactly.
Try to make it faster and cheaper too, like less fees. But that's for like, especially for all those banks too that doing these cross border payments.
Yep. And then they're trying to make it more accessible, all from your phone.
Yeah, so it's harder to get robbed, around on the street unless they're a hacker. That's it. And then when we pay attention to what's going on now, like you're right. We like all of us are using cards. Like there's still cash. Cash is still around, but we're using it less and less. Like a lot of people use the card because they don't feel like carrying all that cash. Like and then when we check to see how much money we have, what do we go? We go straight to our phones. Like our banks are online or on the app, and we just go straight to our phones and look at our
Yeah.
balance.
And most people don't even feel like going to the bank when there's a problem. We can just call off our phone.
Exactly. And then we got apps like Cash App, and then we got like Zelle
Yeah.
too, and
You can even
PayPal.
send money through Facebook or
Yeah,
Meta. The Meta, I think, is what it should be called now.
yeah. I mean Facebook. Yeah, now it's just a social media, and then the company like behind it and by Instagram. Yeah, it's gonna be called Meta. So you
Yeah,
already know what they're heading towards.
yeah, but the thing we're just trying to say is it's like you've already been dealing with, I wouldn't say a certain type of digital currency, but like the effects of it, of how it's going to be. You've already been dealing with it.
Yeah, basically condition.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too much different, except now what they want to gear towards is there's like you don't need to use cash anymore. Like I said, most people don't try to carry around cash because take me for example. I always try to use my debit card, and when I do use cash, I hate receiving change. Don't give me change 'cause I don't use change. I'm not saying I'm rich. I just don't like carrying change in my pocket. I just don't.
Right. So I don't even like having all the change in my car, just for these tolls. I'd rather use an easy pass.
Hey, no, sometimes I might have to flat pass it. I was like, they'll bill me. They'll bill it to me later.
Oh man, I did too when my transponder went off. Some ways I just don't want it.
I'm
But man,
bad with directions too. If I run into a toll, I was like, oh well, they'll bill it to me.
Oh man, I remember that time, like where you was coming downtown, and then you had to go through all those tolls. Like, man, I ran out of money.
Yeah, let me tell you, this man buddy had a birthday party, right? So I forget where he wanted us. It's a place I had never been to. It was uptown. It was like a little fancy restaurant. I ain't never been there. So I'm like, oh yeah, go ahead and give me the directions. This man had me going through like 5 or 6 different tolls. I know I went through like 6 or 7 tolls trying to get up there. And I started running out of change around the 4th toll. So I got to the toll booth. I had no more change. I'm like, here, man, just take this $5. I don't care. He looked at the money, gave me a smile, and waved me out. I was like, I know you took that money. Oh, dang it, buddy. I'm losing money trying to get to money.
I got to lose money to make it a money.
Exactly. Or to make money, you got to get money. You got to have money.
You got to have money. Thank you for taking that risk. Oh man, thank you for taking that risk, man. You practically made an investment out there.
Oh yeah, they got money out of me that day.
And you still had to go to that fancy restaurant.
Exactly. So y'all see what I'm saying? How much trouble it was carrying. I don't like carrying change, and that was like the effects of it. That's what crypto wants to be. You don't need to worry about all that stuff anymore. You can just wave your phone or whatever they're trying to do, or just have a crypto card. But most likely, they just want to use the phone as an access point.
Yeah. So yeah. Mostly like you said, make things easier. I mean, there's going to be to the point cars going to start paying for themselves. How they going to do it with crypto?
Exactly.
Yep. As we go further in the future. So that's the point of stocks and cryptos as we went over. So like we're going to go over like what stocks versus cryptos. Like we already said what they have in common, but now like now we're going to really go over the difference.
Yeah, this is the money versus Velli, crypto versus stocks. Let's get it. Round 1.
Round 1. All right, so
I'll start it off. Y'all get hacked all the time. Y'all get hacked.
Oh, low blows. Keep it going.
Yeah, low blows. Y'all get hacked. This is all digital concerning technology. A lot of people don't like this technology stuff. What happened to the simpler times?
Oh man, keep jabbing. Let's go. I'm ready for the haymaker.
Again, back to the hacker. Who wants to get hacked though? All the money gone. I know we deal with this with banks, but we have a little more security with us. Cryptos ain't been solidified too much yet, so there's still some bumpy roads to go through yet.
Oh yeah,
still got a lot of time to solidify yourself. As with stocks, we've been around for a good while. We like the OGs of the game. We had some skin in the game for a long time. They gotta catch up to us. Cryptos are like these young bucks out here.
Yeah, these young bucks are both our generations.
Yeah.
So we're the young bucks in this podcast.
We're the young bucks. I'm the one hanging with the older kids, thinking it's cool.
Oh man. So on my side, like what cryptos got over stocks, like stocks, the market closed at a certain amount of time. So like right at 5 o'clock, you're not on that Robinhood app, you're done. 5 or 6 o'clock. So with cryptos, we're 24 hours.
Actually, it's more of a blow. The stock market closes at I think 4 o'clock. So what's funny is, as we're trying to get you out this 9 to 5 job, the stock market literally opens from, I think, 9:30 to 4 o'clock.
Oh man!
And that's a Monday through Friday. It sounds like a job, don't
it? It sounds just like a job, don't it? Oh man, yeah, man. So we're 24 hours over here on this side, so it don't matter. You wake up 4 o'clock in the morning to try to catch a dip. Like it's going to be open to you 4 o'clock in the morning because, like, cryptos are more autonomous at that, and that's exactly the point of cryptos. Trustless, no middleman. Like you're doing it on your own and more autonomous. Everything is just going to be protocol at some point. So that's what it is. Like cryptos, you have like they're harder to understand than stocks, but you have more access to them. You can catch more dips, instead of waiting. And then not only that, they go up faster too. Like it's easy for cryptos to have a bull run. So people can make a lot of money off
cryptos to crash.
It's easy. Oh yeah, it sure is easy to crash. No, but I remember bring out that Bitcoin. If you was an early investor in that Bitcoin, you had the highest, asset. It's still the highest asset, like the highest thing. Bitcoin.
It's the highest crypto. Let's just say that.
Oh
There's
yeah,
some pretty expensive stocks if you really want to go into. I had seen something that blew my mind. I'm like, what? How is this a stock? This thing worth a few $100,000. I never even heard of this coming.
Yeah, me neither. Because I didn't know there was a few $100,000. But cryptos, you have more of the rights to it, though. You can actually store your cryptos in a wallet.
See, with the stocks, you don't gotta worry about that. Your stockbroker exchanges like Robinhood or TD Ameritrade or a few other ones, they're going to be there. As long as you got your account, you're good. I don't gotta worry about getting hacked.
That's if you don't know how to store it properly, which I teach, because if it's not your keys, not your crypto. So we don't have to rely on exchanges, because when people especially that GameStop and AMC thing went on, people wanted to sell, but these exchanges, they claim network issues. Now it could be the same thing with the exchanges with cryptos, but it wouldn't happen to you if you had your wallet. Like they don't have your stuff. Like your funds are safe.
If they caught the train earlier, they was okay. This goes back into knowing the market context. When it was going up and people was talking about it, it was already too late. You shouldn't have put your hands in it.
No, they closed pretty early on that GameStop one.
They put a stop to that real quick.
Yeah, they put a stop to that game.
Yeah, they said no games around here. Playtime's over.
Yeah, that's a problem. So yeah, man, like with stocks, you actually own the coin if you store it properly. You keep it on the exchange. Like the exchange is going to have that control. So yeah, cryptos are more of which is why cryptos are more of a responsibility. But also the good thing about cryptos, you can earn more interest, than banks or with stocks too. If you talk about dividends, like literally, there's a crypto out there that's like 38%, all the way up to 38% APY, and still cheap.
Well, here's the thing: you might make more with cryptos, but with stocks, we solidified the stock market ain't going nowhere. As soon as the stock market leaves, you can think of that as like the end of a country. So we ain't going nowhere until we crash and burn, literally.
Yeah, until y'all go down, crash and burn, where everybody's profit going down the drain.
If the stock market disappears, you can think of the country going with it as well. So we ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, the stock market ain't going nowhere. But the cool thing about cryptos is, like, the stock market has been out there for like forever. Then it's already at $1 trillion. But with cryptos, we managed to reach $1 trillion quick in what, like 10 years? So that's how you know like there's like serious money in cryptos.
Oh, sound like a one-hit wonder. You know, they make that one song and pop off.
Man, then also the stock, just like I said earlier, like other markets are going into cryptos also because there's platforms like Sologenics and then soon Mobius that's going to have going to be tokenizing stocks. There's still going to be stocks, this like the shares of the company because that's what stocks are, but they're going to also be coins too, where you can have a better possession of them instead of just relying on the exchange. You can literally have it in your wallet as in crypto form. So that tells you like the future of crypto is right there.
That is true. That is true. But with stocks, you can make a little bit more instantaneous money. You want to know why? Because these cryptos that you got to catch for like under a penny, you can make quite a bit of money off that. But the price swing has to be massive. Whereas me, I do options trading. And as long as I got a few hundred on me and I buy them contracts and I read the chart right and I set up my position and I follow my plan, it's not always 100%. It'll be the same thing with cryptos, not always 100%. But if I follow my P's and Q's and stay on task and level minded, I can make triple what I put into it. That's just off options trading, instantaneous money. I don't receive it right then and there. It might come to the bank the next day, but I know I got it.
Yeah, you got that. Now with cryptos, if you know how to flip, then you're gonna have a good time with it because cryptos they have higher volatility, so they have up and down faster. So you can go ahead and 2x and make a quick buck for real with that. And then not only that, there's like I've seen more cryptos and stocks that actually are under a penny. And then I've seen that, actually go to a penny at that too. Like a whole lot of them.
That is true. But you know why they're under a penny? Because these new up and coming cryptos, you don't know where they're going. You don't know they're gonna die in fire, or they're gonna rise through it like a phoenix. You don't know. And a lot of these cryptos are scams. But you know what? Stock market, I got Apple. I got Twitter. I got the Qs, the S&P 500. I know they ain't no scams.
You gonna know they ain't gonna scams if you do your research. And that's the thing. People are looking for the next Dogecoin or the next big hit. They don't do their research. And then with cryptos, like I seen another stock like go up like MoneyGram just off a blockchain payments company like Ripple when they partnered with them and then using XRP, their stock actually went up. And then that's the thing too. So when like companies are using these certain cryptos, there's a blockchain company that's helping the bank with their cryptos, those bank stocks are going to go up too.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. But you know what? Do you know how hard it is to access these certain types of cryptos? Like certain ones you want to buy? Did you know you have to purchase certain cryptos in order to get another crypto? You have to sell them off to trade it. It's literally like a trading system to get the legendary coin. I have to buy such and such, trade it for who to get what.
Oh yeah, there is different ways of trading crypto. So yeah, like you're right about that. Especially if nobody there's easier ways and then there's harder ways too. Like you can literally do it the easy way just by swapping the coin for another coin because certain exchanges make it easier for you. But trading pairs is a whole nother that's a whole nother thing right there too.
And these are for the ones that got some good grip, like they're gonna go up in the game. I gotta do all that with stocks, man. I gotta get this to get done. As long as I got a little bit of money, I can get it.
And then with cryptos, like people can make their own cryptos at that too. So like it doesn't matter. Like you got a small company, you can you can make your own crypto and earn some money off that too, as long as you don't do no pump and dump. Make some money the right way. And then also for companies like Green Zone, and this is what I mean by it's easier for people to make money too. Because remember Green Zone, like you recycle and then you earn these GZAC token, and then the money they take from your trash, they put it back into that coin. It's going to go up like a stock. That money keep going in there. So, and then it's something that everybody can do around the world because there's trash all around the world. And then there's and then people make money off of gaming too, like more than people actually easier. I'm gonna say not more than, but actually easier than people just being off YouTube because everybody want to be on YouTube. But you got blockchain games like Axie Infinity. They earn and all this SLP, and then that appreciate over time. Yeah, now they don't even have to work a regular job.
You hear how money is talking about it's just like a stock. It's just like a stock. You know what? Instead of getting something that's just like it, why not get a stock? Come to the forefathers of it. Come to the forefathers. And you know what? The companies in the stock market, they got in there because they've proven their worth. We're worth something. Cryptos, you don't know which one's going to blow. But at the same time, I think we had enough back and forth because it was like a fun little game between us. I'm not going to bash cryptos that hard because I invest in cryptos too. Because they are going to be like the, not forerunners, but they getting some skin in the game. This is going to be a continuing thing in the future. You'll hear more and more about crypto. We're just doing this. We're just playing devil advocates with each other. We want to get the bad things out the way to show y'all the differences in what people talk about and whatnot. But that's just to open your mind to. We're not trying to hide anything about either cryptos or stocks. Because like he said, cryptos open 24 hours. The stock market is like from 9:30 to 4 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. Monday through Friday. It sounds like a job.
Yeah, like for both sides too, and both sides got their pros and cons also. Was why we was good playing this little game. Too, but
Money versus Velli.
Yeah, body versus Velli. Death battle.
Death battle.
But yeah. So as long as you do your research and then know what you're holding, then you should be fine. Both of those, are responsibility because you're putting your money into there. It's your money. So what happens to it, is on you, whether you're doing stocks or cryptos.
Exactly, it's on you. And like I said, we're not bashing stuff. We just want to open the ideas to everybody and not hide anything from you. Like I said, cryptos is becoming a future thing. You're going to hear about it more. It's just the whole hacking thing. You forget they're kind of new. They're still trying to get solidified within themselves. So there's going to be a couple bumps in the road. And yes, stocks compared to cryptos, we've been in the game longer. You don't really have to worry about hacks like that. But the thing is, certain stocks, like what Money was saying, it does require a little bit of more money. With cryptos, all you got to find one that's worth under a penny. Even if it's not a penny, there's still cryptos 15 cents, 20 cents. Some trade like $1. They're pretty inexpensive. So you have more access to cryptos, more money to be made, and easier on your pockets compared to certain stocks. Because I don't even think you probably could, because there's things called penny stocks, but for the majority of the time, you're not going to find no stock worth like $1. One that you're trying to make a profit off. You're not going to find any type of stock like that. Most stocks trade and up.
Yeah, that's true. Unless you're a certified trader and then get in all those good IPO deals.
Yeah, less than.
Yeah, but cryptos is more riskier. So I understand that. Like if people want to go into it with caution, or they just want to go into a whole nother market, because you do have to know what you're doing. If you don't want all these horror stories that happen to you. But the good thing about cryptos is just because it's so early, a lot of stuff is so cheap. So it's a better opportunity for you if you know what you're doing. Always make sure you know what you're doing when you do these research.
Yeah, always do your research, your due diligence. Just don't hop into anything and not knowing what exactly you're hopping into. Like, if I'm hopping, you don't want to hop out of the fire pan. I'll hop out of, how that phrase goes. I forget it. You don't want to hop in the worst place. If I'm going to hop in the fire, I at least want to know how bad is it burning. Like, how bad is it? Like, do your research, do your due diligence. Like he was saying, cryptos. A good thing about cryptos, like I say, it's open 24 hours. You can trade it at any time. There's no limit to it. There's no amount, and you can purchase it relatively inexpensively. The stock market, Stocks require a little bit more startup money. There's no lie about that. It requires a little bit more startup money, and you can't trade it every day. And even then, I am gonna get into this. Like the stock market is open from 9:30 to 4 o'clock Monday through Friday. They close on the weekends. You'll see the price and stuff still fluctuate, but the trading hours to purchase and sell stocks are only open through Monday to Friday, 9:30 in the morning till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Here's the thing. There's certain, like, this goes into certain types of traders and investors. I'm more of like a day trader. A day trader is where you purchase a stock the same day and you sell it the same day. That's the definition of a day trader, because you sell and trade within the same day. You have something called a swing trader. That means if I purchase a stock on Monday, either I sell that stock Tuesday, sometime during the week. It could be next week. It could be a couple months away. That's called swing trading. You don't do it all in the same day. You buy one stock today and you sell it off sometime in the future. Maybe not years in the future, but either a couple days, couple weeks, or a couple months in the future. That's swing trading. I do day trading, where I buy something in one day and I sell it that same day before 4 o'clock is, or by 4 o'clock. Once 4 o'clock is, I can't sell it anymore, because that's the end of the trading hours. The con to it, because like I said, there's pros, but here's the con to day trading. Within a lot of them, like within Robinhood, this is like kind of like a law. I can only do, I think, 3 day trades. It could be 4, but I think it's 3 day trades within a rolling 5-day period. And what I mean by that is, if I buy stock XYZ and sell stock XYZ within the same day, that counts as one trade. If I sell stock XYZ, we're going into another trade. If I sell stock XYZ, then buy stock XYZ, that also counts as a trade. So that's 2. Now, if I say I bought stock XYZ and then I sold stock ABC, that doesn't count as a trade. A trade only counts if it's the same exact stock, whether you buy it or sell it. That's how it works. If I buy XYZ and sell stock ABC, that doesn't count as a trade, because there's 2 different stocks. If I'm doing the same stock, it'll count as a trade. Here's the kicker. Like I said, I can only execute 3 of them on a 5-day rolling period. So if I do buy and sell XYZ Monday, that counts as one trade. If I do the same thing Tuesday, that counts as two trades. If I do the same thing Wednesday, that's 3 trades. I cannot pass that 3 trade mark. I cannot pass it. If I do, they'll flag my account and lock it. The reason for this being, there's a law set in that for day traders only, that you cannot day trade more than 3 times within a rolling 5-day period, unless, I think, minimum you have $25,000 in your account, in your trading account. It can work either way. Either you have to have $24,000 worth of stocks, or you have $25,000 of money, just literally money, sitting there in your trading account. Unless you have that, you cannot do no more than 3 days trade. That's one of the cons, because of at least day trading. Because who really has $25,000, and if they're new to trading, who will put it into the stock market just like that? No one's going to do that. I'd rather purchase stocks first. But like I said, you can only do it 3 times without the same stock. That's one of the downsides to, I guess, day trading, or either purchase the stocks. And that rolling 5-day period, the weekend doesn't count. So if I buy Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, that's 3 trades. The weekend doesn't count. So that trade I executed on Monday, I got to wait 5 days. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The weekend doesn't count. So back to Monday will make it 5 days. So basically, it's almost like a week, because they don't include the weekend. So you might as well say a week. It takes a week for it to fall off, so I can trade again on Monday or execute a fourth trade.
Gotcha. And then there's different ways to trade too. You don't just have to scalp or swing trade or do options. You can just do what I do is position trade. I even did this with stocks, where you hold a share, whether you're doing stocks or cryptos, you hold a share for months. It could be like from 6 months to a year. And then before you make the trade, whether you double, triple, quadruple your money, then you make that trade. You're just waiting for a long time to do it. But I also do more than one strategy too, because I'm a buy and hold. So I like to have dividends too. So what do I do? Like I'll wait till certain shares appreciate, within that year, and then I'll reinvest it into things that'll like make me more money. So you can play the long game or you can play the short game, like whatever you choose. Um, just do it with caution and with experience, make sure you get better at doing it too, whether you got to study or learn from somebody else. That's it. Eventually you're gonna find your niche.
Exactly. And like you said, by doing that, you have to study, do your research. You're going to have to sacrifice a little bit of time, and unfortunately, you're going to have to take a couple of losses every now and then, because experience is the best teacher. You're
Oh
not
yeah,
going to win
experience.
everything.
You are not. So the moment you realize that, like the more confident you are too, and you definitely gonna need that, like for cryptos as hard as they drop. As hard as they drop
True.
too.
It requires a level head. Like you can't. I know money is involved when you do cryptos or stock market, but you have to keep a level head when investing, day trading, long-term investing, passive investing. It doesn't matter. You always have to keep a level head, because the perfect plan does not work all the time. Even when I'm trading, I don't always succeed in trade. You know what? Even when I'm trading, my goal is not to, oh, I'm trying to make $300. That's not my goal. The goal is not to make money. This is the mindset I have when I go in. It's like what I've been taught, like watching videos and actually experiencing these things myself. The goal is not to make money. It's just to make a successful trade. I just want to see if I executed my plan well. Did I keep a level head? Did I watch? Keep out for market context. Am I watching the graph? Am I charting everything correct? I can do everything correctly and keep a level head and still lose out in the trade. And even then, I still keep my emotions calm, because you cannot get emotional in this type of game. You cannot get emotional in the market, because a lot of things are going to happen while you're watching the price move up and down, or the chart. It doesn't matter. A lot is going to happen. And just because either this goes for cryptos too, the same exact thing. It doesn't matter if the price drops instantaneously. You must keep a cool level head. Eventually, it will rise back up. It may not rise back up at that moment, but the way stocks work or cryptos work, it will rise back up eventually. So it's just a cost to everything. Keep a level head. Always keep a level head and do your research. You have to keep emotions out of it. If you bring emotion into it, you're going to ruin yourself even quicker. So you're the type of person that kind of gets emotional seeing like losing money, even small money. I wouldn't say this isn't the thing for you, but you got to work on your mental game. You definitely have to work on your mental fortitude.
Yeah, because just like what he said, it's definitely a mental game, and I learned the hard way. He learned the hard way too, and then that's why they have a thing called panic selling.
Oh, we call it
With
FOMO.
yeah, FOMO.
FOMO. It's an acronym for fear of missing out. Because this goes back into what I'll dive into the story later, but the whole GameStop fiasco, when people were they saw the price of GameStop rising. It was a hype train. People was like, "Oh, I have to hurry up and get into this. People are making money. I can get rich off this." That's what we call FOMO. It was that fear of missing out, that other people were making
Yep.
money, and I don't want to miss out on getting some skin in the game too. So I have to dive in too. And some people were throwing all their money into this whole little situation we had a little ways back. And some people lost a lot of money because one, they didn't know. Some people have never even thought of stock market, even heard of it, and never traded a day in their life and hopped into it and bought it. And they lost out bad and very bad because they didn't understand what they were getting into. They hopped out of the frying pan and into the fire. There we go. Finally got it. But anyway, yeah, they just made it bad on themselves. They didn't do proper research. You just don't hop into anything. Actually do your research and wait. Don't watch 1 or 2 videos. All right, I'm good. I'm ready. I'm ready to start investing. No, you have to sacrifice a lot of time in order
Yeah,
to
you.
understand
Oh
this.
my God. Yeah, you do. So if you have to make a big playlist and have a stock or crypto section, do it. No, you got to sacrifice that time because that time it literally can save your pockets. Just
But
just like Belly said.
even then, what's funny, you can study all you want to, but actually experiencing a loss and a major loss solidifies all the information that you've been told or listened. Because I've been told a lot of information. It was good information, good facts, but I didn't realize the severity of what they were warning me of not to do and what to do. Like there were warnings they gave me, like how to keep a level head and all these other things. But until you experience it, those words of wisdom won't hit you hard enough until you experience it.
Oh yeah, because some people just gotta learn the hard way too.
Yeah, and like I said,
So
we'll
yeah.
get into those stories probably next episode of how bad it was. But
Oh yeah.
just caution to everything.
Yeah, caution to everything. You don't learn by yourself, learn from someone else. Boss.
And we're not trying to make it seem like it's this scary place. We're just saying before you do anything, always do your research. Yeah, like the stocks and cryptos can be scary, or we want to sound like it's a money draining system. You can lose it all out if you don't follow certain like actions you potentially could. It's like the saying, no, don't play with fire, but you have these professional acrobats that some they'll swallow fire or blow out fire, be doing tricks while things on fire. Yeah, fire is dangerous, but they've practiced over time, learned the dangers, and experienced it, and trained themselves. They know how to handle it. Yes, they still could potentially burn themselves, but they professionally learn how to handle this through practice, 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 and understanding exactly what they're doing. It's the same thing. If you will consider this a fire, practice, understand what you're doing, learn the elements, learn the conditions, always gain more knowledge. You will never learn enough. Even we continue to learn new things as we're still in this game. Always do your research.
Yep, always do your research and then, you know, stay sharp too, It's, yeah, just be consistent and learn from your mistakes. Don't make the same one over and over again. Like some people just just going on random shares and thinking they could make quick flips. It was like, okay, I know I can flip this one. Then just even lose even more money. I've seen people do that. But I'll talk more. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. But especially when we go into the horror stories.
Yeah, that's next episode. We'll talk about basically the dangers of the market. It can be a pretty. I know we just talked about it's not a scary place, but this goes into not cautioning yourself and learning and understanding. And even when you have all that, some things can happen. It's just like life. You can do everything right, and sometimes some things won't fall in place. If anything, they fall down on you.
Yep. And then, this is pretty much it. So you already know what to expect next episode. At the same time, you don't know what to expect because this is about to get intense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty intense and some pretty shocking stories at that too.
Yep. So tune in to episode 3. Yeah, the horror stories, Money and Belly's horror story.
Exactly. Next week, either Thursday or Friday, we'll drop on one of those 2 days.
Yep. And then so we're going to end this show off with DJ Velli dropping a beat. Then I'm gonna go ahead and freestyle us out of this episode.
I don't know about that.
No, man, we just talk about money, not rap.
Yeah, this ain't the rap podcast.
this ain't the rap podcast. Maybe if we branch off, we'll do.
Yeah, it might be later down the
road. but just remember, we're not financial advisors. You know, we're still workers just like you. We're still learning just like you also. And
we just love to talk about money.
Yeah, we just love to talk about money. We ain't rich either. We just talk about money.
We ain't rich. This is just for entertainment purposes only.
Yep, entertainment purposes only. So, yep, tune in to episode 3. This is about to get even better.
Exactly. Next time on the Money and Velli podcast. Catch y'all later.
Catch you later.